One product on today's list began as military technology, before ending up on millions of American dinner tables. Another became so dependable that fathers handed it to their sons instead of replacing it. And number one has been quietly doing its job since 1901. 7 American products. Millions were made. Thousands are still working today. The surprising part isn't that they still work. It's that so many American families never found a reason to replace them. Welcome to Main Street Stories. If this is your kind of history, subscribe now, because we're only beginning to uncover the America worth remembering. Let's begin. Number 7. Zippo. Drop it, scratch it, carry it for 40 years. It still lights. George Blaisdell introduced the Zippo lighter in Pennsylvania in 1932 with a promise that's still honored today. It works. Or we fix it free. No expiration date, no fine print, just a lifetime guarantee. During World War II, nearly every Zippo produced went directly to the U.S. military. When American soldiers came home, many brought a Zippo with them. It wasn't just a lighter anymore, it was part of their story. For decades, fathers carried Zippos to work, hunters packed them into their gear, campers kept them beside coffee tins and fishing tackle. Unlike disposable lighters, a Zippo wasn't meant to be thrown away. Replace the flint, replace the wick, fill it with fuel. Keep using it. Today, somewhere in America, someone is still carrying the same Zippo their father once carried. The same worn hinge, the same dents, the same unmistakable click. Does your family still have something like that? A lighter, a pocket knife, a watch, something small that simply never needed replacing. Every evening that Zippo came home, waiting there was another American classic built with exactly the same philosophy. Number 6, Craftsman Tools. Every American dad had one drawer, and everyone in the house knew the rule. Don't borrow anything from it without asking. Inside were socket wrenches, ratchets, tape measures, screwdrivers worn smooth after decades of use. Sears built the Craftsman name on one unforgettable promise. Break a wrench, bring it back, walk out with a new one. No receipt, no questions. That wasn't just a warranty, it was trust. But the tools were only half the story. The real memory was the garage. Saturday morning, the smell of sawdust and motor oil, a father leaning over a workbench, a son handing him the right wrench, learning that if something broke, you fixed it. Sometimes they repaired an old lawnmower, sometimes a bicycle, sometimes something that wasn't even broken, because the repair wasn't really the point. The time together was. That wasn't just home repair. It was one generation quietly teaching the next. Some tools tighten bolts. Others quietly connect generations. Even today, countless American garages still have the same red Craftsman toolbox sitting in the same corner. Not because it's valuable, because it still works. Now, let's close the garage door and walk into the room where almost every American family gathered at the end of the day, the kitchen. Number 5, CorningWare. Every Sunday dinner probably started here. White ceramic, one simple blue cornflower. If you grew up in America during the 1960s or 70s, you've almost certainly seen one. What most people never realized is that CorningWare didn't begin in a kitchen. It began as military technology. Scientists at Corning developed an extraordinary glass ceramic material called pyroceram while researching heat-resistant missile nose cones. Someone asked a simple question. If it could survive that kind of heat, why couldn't it survive dinner? The answer became one of America's most trusted baking dishes, straight from the freezer, into a hot oven, then directly onto the table. No worries, no special instructions, it simply worked. Thanksgiving turkey, Sunday casseroles, lasagna after church, the same blue cornflower dish passed around family tables for decades. Many of those original dishes are still being used today, not because they're collectibles, because they're dependable. Long before everyone gathered around the table, another machine had already been doing its job. Number 4, KitchenAid. Before kitchens became digital, there was one machine that simply refused to quit. The KitchenAid stand mixer has remained remarkably unchanged for generations. Heavy steel gears, a solid metal body, one powerful motor built to last. For decades, it was one of America's favorite wedding gifts, not because it was fashionable, because everyone expected it to last a lifetime. Many of those wedding gifts are still sitting on kitchen counters today. They mixed wedding cakes in the 1960s, birthday cakes in the 1970s, Christmas cookies in the 1980s. Today, they're helping grandchildren learn the very same family recipes. Some recipes last for generations. So do the mixers that make them. Before we move on, notice what every product on this list has in common. None of them needed software updates. None required an account. None became obsolete because a company stopped supporting them. They simply kept doing the job they were built to do. Maybe that's exactly why they're still here. Number 3, Lodge cast iron. Most frying pans wear out. This one gets better. Lodge has been making cast iron skillets in Tennessee since 1896. No coatings, no electronics, no delicate surface waiting to peel away. Just solid American iron. Every meal leaves behind another layer of seasoning. Every year makes it better. Think about Sunday morning, bacon sizzling, coffee brewing, a quiet kitchen before everyone else wakes up. Some families are still cooking that same breakfast, using the very same skillet their grandparents once used. Few products improve simply by being used. A cast iron skillet does. If this video has brought back even one memory, we'd really appreciate a like. It helps more people discover stories like these and helps keep this part of America's story alive. The kitchen was the heart of the home, but somewhere downstairs, another machine had been quietly doing its job, week after week, for decades. Number 2, Maytag. There was a reason America called him the loneliest repairman. For decades, Maytag built one of the most memorable advertising campaigns in American history around one simple joke. The repairman had nothing to repair. He waited by the phone. He played cards. He looked bored. The joke worked because millions of Americans believed it. Older Maytag washers were built with heavy mechanical parts designed to be repaired, not replaced. A worn belt could be changed. A bearing could be replaced. A timer could be serviced. Most repairs required ordinary tools, not a computer. For countless families, Saturday mornings began with the steady rhythm of a Maytag washer running in the basement while breakfast cooked upstairs. Reliability wasn't considered a luxury. It was simply expected. When was the last time you saw a company proudly advertise that its product might still be working 30 years from now? That way of thinking has become surprisingly rare. But one American product has quietly outlived almost everything we've talked about today. Number 1, the Centennial Light. One light bulb, installed in 1901, still glowing. Think about that. Before commercial radio, before commercial aviation, before America even had 48 states, that little bulb was already burning. Today, it still hangs inside Fire Station number 6 in Livermore, California. Engineers who've studied it say there isn't one magical secret. It runs at very low power. It produces very little heat. And for most of its life, it has simply been left on. Careful engineering, careful manufacturing, built to last. That tiny bulb has outlived the men who installed it, the company that made it, 2 world wars, the Great Depression, the moon landing, the rise of television, the personal computer, the internet, and countless improved light bulbs that quietly burned out long ago. But this isn't really a story about a light bulb, it's a story about an idea. Once, American companies asked a very different question. Not, how cheaply can we build this? Not, how soon will customers replace it? But something much simpler. How long can we make this last? Maybe that's the question we slowly stopped asking. A Zippo that still clicks. A Craftsman wrench that still fits the same bolt. A CorningWare dish still brought out every Thanksgiving. A KitchenAid mixer still making birthday cakes. A Lodge skillet still cooking Sunday breakfast. A Maytag washer still doing another load of laundry. And one remarkable light bulb. Glowing after more than a century. Maybe the reason we remember these things isn't because they lasted. Maybe it's because they quietly became part of our lives. So let us ask you one final question. What's the one thing in your home that your kids keep telling you to replace, but you refuse? Tell us in the comments. We read every single one, and many of your memories inspire future episodes of Main Street Stories. If you enjoyed today's story, we'd love to have you join us, because we're just getting started. And there's still a lot more of this country left to remember. History isn't always found in museums. Sometimes it's still sitting on a garage shelf or on a kitchen counter, still working, still waiting, still reminding us that some things were built to last. Thanks for watching Main Street Stories. We'll see you next time.